Promotional consideration for Your Place Inside and Out is provided by these sponsors.
Hey there, I'm Megan Kolb, and welcome to Your Place Inside and Out. We have an exciting show for you guys today, especially for those of you who like to do at-home DIY type projects. Today, Mike Garrity and myself will be hanging out in our very own homes, showing you a few DIY projects that you can do for under $100. Doesn't get better than that, and it can improve the inside and outside of your home. Our hopes today are to provide you with some fun tips, tricks, and along with a little bit of inspiration to get you guys outside your comfort zone so that you can do something really cool. But that's not all. We'll also be checking in with some of our local home improvement professionals who are ready to help you with all of your home improvement needs and can make your place a better place. So let's get started.
We all have phones and tablets that require charging, and you have to plug one of these USBs into the wall to do that. But if you have kids or you're forgetful, you can't always find these. So today we're going to replace a regular outlet with this outlet that has USBs built in. It's not expensive. You can find it at your local hardware store, and it's pretty easy to install. Use a circuit checker to make sure there's power, or you can just plug in a fan, make sure that there's power coming out of that outlet. You'll also need a flathead screwdriver and a Phillips head screwdriver to take the wall plate off and to get to those wires. So the first thing you need to do is identify which outlet you're going to switch. We've chosen the one in the kitchen because it has a nice countertop, and that's where our phones and tablets always end up. Now you want to make sure that outlet has power. To do this, simply take your circuit checker and plug it into the outlet you're planning to switch. When doing projects like this one, especially projects that deal with electricity, it's always good to have a friend or a family member nearby just to play it safe. So we know we have power, now it's time to turn it off. Head out to your circuit breaker and start flipping switches until the power goes off in the outlet we're going to change. It may take a couple flips, but we need to make sure there's no power because we're going to be playing with wires and we don't want any accidents. Now let's use this tester again to verify that the power is off. As you can see, nothing is lighting up, so we know that we're safe to move forward with installing our new USB outlet. Now that we've verified the power is off, you need your flathead screwdriver to take off the faceplate to get to the actual outlet. And then our Phillips head screwdriver to pull out the actual outlet. This will pull it away from the wall, giving us access to the wires we need to make this switch. Now when you pull the outlet away from the wall, you'll see 3 wires. One's a black, one is a white, and one's a green. Remove those and your outlet will come away from the wall. So remember, we're working with electricity, so if you're at all uncomfortable, call a local licensed electrician to help you along the way. Now that the outlet is free, we can start installing our new USB outlet. Now it's pretty simple. Black to black, the white connects to the white and the green connects to the green. You've got a good start. We're going to braid them together with our fingers and use an insulated cap to make sure there's no sparks or arcs behind the faceplate. Now, I know I just said that the color matching with the wires is simple, but I may have spoken a little too soon. If your house is wired like mine, you'll see that the colors do not match perfectly, so make sure you're connecting the proper wires to the new outlet. Again, if you have concerns, never hesitate to call a local professional right here in town to help. You can find these caps at any local hardware store. Now when you twist the wires and the caps, you need to apply pressure and make sure that it threads on. It needs to feel like a screw going into the wall, and that way you know it's grabbing and connecting both sides properly. This is a pretty simple task. It just takes a little twisting and a small amount of time. Now that all the wires are properly connected, you've used your fingers to make sure that they're very tight and the wire nut to make sure it's insulated, you can start installing the USB outlet with the Phillips head screwdriver. Now, once you have it in there and tight and the Phillips head screwdriver is tight, it's time to turn the power on and make sure everything's working. So go back to the circuit breaker and turn that breaker on. Now you take your circuit checker again and give it a test by plugging it into your brand new USB outlet. All right, we have color. We're ready to go. Okay, now it's time to find all your cell phones, your tablets, whatever you could use to charge with a USB cable. I know we have tons in our house and there's never a lack of cables lying around. This is going to be a lifesaver. And once you've confirmed there's no issues, you can put the faceplate on and you're ready to go. You've got 2 new USBs in the wall. You have the same plugs that you always had. You only spend a couple dollars and we think we've enhanced your place inside and out.
I'm really trying to make home improvement DIY my thing. I really enjoy making inexpensive upgrades to my home, and I especially love how accomplished I feel after completing a project. Whether it's something big or small, there are so many things that can be done to improve your home. And the key thing is, it doesn't have to be expensive. My family moved into our house a few years ago, and with 2 young kids and the expense of a new home, we decided to keep and refinish a lot of the furniture that we already owned rather than investing in new. We've also inherited a hand-me-down or 2 from family and friends, which has been awesome. One of the things that I've been wanting to do is to switch out some of the knobs on the furniture that we have to give them a fun makeover. So I went to our local hardware store to pick out some new knobs for a few different pieces in our home. My best suggestion would be for you to get online and look around for some inspiration so that you have a vision before you go to the local hardware store. Right now I've got the knobs and I'll be switching out the old ones in my youngest daughter's room, our bathroom, and in our kitchen. All you need is a screwdriver and your knobs. Simple, which I love. So let's start here in the kitchen. We have this cabinet where we store some of our glass pieces, and a lot of the color that we have in this room is gray, white, black, and silver with a few color accents. I decided to pick out 2 different knobs from the store. Our first option is a black and white knob that's a bit larger and has some funk to it, which I love. The second option is more neutral toned. All you have to do is unscrew the current knobs and replace the old with the new. Here's option 1. And now, option 2. I think I like option 1 more. I think it adds a good amount of character to the cabinet. Now let's head upstairs to my daughter's room. I'm slowly starting to change it over from a nursery to more of a little girl's room. And I like the rustic style for sure, with arrows and burlap accents. My daughter loves animals, so I thought it would be fun to add these cool knobs to her dresser. Again, this is a super easy task. Just take your screwdriver to remove the old knobs and then carefully replace them with the new ones. It's as simple as that. I love how those look. Those are so cute, easy to pull. Now, let's switch out the other ones. And then for the bottom part, I just went with a little bit more of a basic knob because I didn't want to overdo. All right, so we've got the last knob in now. Let's step back and take a look and check it out. I am thrilled with how this turned out. I love kind of how these both complement each other, and I think my daughter's absolutely gonna love it. So finally, one last small knob to change out is in our powder room. We have a small piece that holds napkins and other bathroom essentials, and I thought it would be fun to add a cool knob to add some flair, since it's more of my style. So I found this awesome bowl head, which I thought would be something fun to add to this bathroom right here. I bought this knob along with the others, so let's go ahead and change this last one out. So this bowl head is black right here and the piece is black, so I thought it would kind of blend together yet kind of give it a little bit of flair. And voila, that looks awesome. It really kind of adds to the piece and to all the funk that we have going in this bathroom. All right guys, so we've changed out the knobs in the bathroom, the kitchen, and in my daughter's room. I would say that I have had a successful DIY project day. You guys can do all of this for less than $100 and make your place a better place.
Hi, I'm Jessica with Ubuildit. Did you know that you can build your forever home and save money and build instant equity, just like the Baxters did? Give me a call today.
Your home's in your hands. You build it.
Plumbing problems? Electrical problems? 3D Plumbing and Electric can take care of both, from routine repairs to complete new build construction, plus 24-hour emergency service. For trustworthy, skilled, and fast work, call 3D Plumbing and Electric today.
Thanks for watching Your Place Inside and Out. Next, we have some of our local friends who are right here in our town and are ready to help you with all of your home improvement needs.
Hi, I'm Jessica with Ubuildit. My husband Dave and myself are the owner-operators of the Wichita franchise location, and we are proud to be here today with Bob Broderick, the president and CEO of the Ubuildit corporate office.
Well, thank you, Jessica, very much. I can't tell you how excited I am to get to be out with the franchisee. Now, as everybody knows, Ubuildit was founded in 1988, and I actually began as a franchisee myself. I bought my franchise in Oklahoma City in 2006. Long story we don't have time for today. Was blessed to be able to buy out corporate in 2011, and we have been franchising ever since. Now, y'all were one of the first franchises that we opened up after I took over and have been one of the most successful. But one of the beauties of Ubuildit, I mean, you have the system. There is the element of what we paid for and what we structured was the technology, the knowledge of how it works, what the system is, but the connectivity of the franchise is part of the beauty. I know when I first started, and y'all have been open for years, so this might not be as directly relevant, but one of the best advantages I had was being able to call franchisees and say, what is the input, what is the advice, what does it help? Being able to call corporate that at the time had done about 8,000 jobs and say, hey, I have something unique, have a client really trying to do something we haven't seen before. What is the input? What is the teaching we can have? One of my early jobs was I had a client that wanted to build a completely 100% off-the-grid green home. They had spent decades over in the military service in Germany and came back, wanted to have water reclamation and everything. And while I'd done 80% of it, some I hadn't. But I had a franchisee in Indianapolis and a franchisee in Florida that both done so and was able to pluck their brains and get all of that beautiful knowledge, find the ways to get the correct vendors in our area to give the client what they were looking for. Able to give them complete control of the project, the quality they wanted, what they were looking for, as well as the savings. And I know we had discussed earlier when we were sitting around chatting before we began, how there's always that quandary of what is it that what entices people to look into Ubuildit in the first place. The first and the easy one is always the savings. Our average client saves a little over 23% versus a traditional builder or remodeler. But it's really, at the end of the day, haven't you found that the control is as much or more of the structure, the knowledge of what's going in, the way we do the system is more important and is why the savings flows from. I won't talk the whole time, but I mean, what has been your experience in your wonderful market?
Absolutely. With our area, we have a lot of engineers, so they're really just really drawn to our system for
Yes.
that control aspect of the process.
They are, I think I told you in your very first week that engineers are my favorite clients. I love you people. Whether you're an engineer or you're just a person that likes to know what you're doing, likes to have thoughts through, you want to research and know, we are the phenomenal option because we don't have skin in the game. We don't have rebates. We don't have kickbacks. We don't have builder markup. If you come in under budget, God bless you. That is your savings, not ours. The whole purpose of what we do is to teach people what the options are. It's not, oh, this is the only way to do it. It's how it's going to be. It's, well, you want to have a foundation. Well, here's a more traditional. Here is a little newer technology. Here's an old school. It's a matter of saying this is what is good and this is what is bad, looking at it from a cost analysis standpoint and letting the client weigh out and say, based on a cost benefit, this is the way I want to go. Then from there, our job is to go out and say, this is the person that gives us the highest quality for the best price. Usually we get competitive bids to structure through. It can vary depending on the element and how specific it is, but there is no other way to get the exact home that fits you best, that is the quality you're looking for the price you want to be at, than the system and structure we do. I tell people all the time, they say, well, how do you save 23%? How do you save 30%? On that remodel, why were you half everybody else? Part of it's the nature of our system. Part of it is how much cheaper our fee is. Part of it is the national vendors and the local vendors that you have relationships with, that you're getting pricing as if you were a monster tract home builder nationwide versus just a 5 to 10 home a year job. But a huge part of it is giving control to the client, letting them apply their wisdom, their desire, their taste to the job and to what they're going to do. Being able to make that decision, they make us look good. I mean,
Exactly.
how many times you had a client that's like, Joe, you were incredible. I could hang a poster on the wall that you saved $120,000. And you couldn't have without us. So we are able to take that credit. But it's so wonderful and amazing. Now, I know y'all have had a pretty good year. How many total projects did you sign in the last year, roughly?
28.
28, which it's a lot of, and it's a lot of very good jobs. Of our smaller markets, I think you're, if not the top, one of the top franchises we have. The beauty is with 94 franchises nationwide and 11 more getting ready to come on by the end of the year, we're going to surpass 16,000 total jobs nationwide. Next year, we will surpass 17,000. That number of homes puts us as, if we were a traditional builder, pulling the permits and doing all of those, I think we'd be in the top 30 builders nationwide, period. So that system, that structure, that support is incredible. But the real beauty is we don't do anything except custom. 100%.
100%.
I mean, now, and I know people get intimidated, oh, it's got to be custom. Oh, I'd love to do that. I'd love to have that say and control, but they're going to be out of my range. It's absolutely not true. And we have a job going that's a $2.3 million, 8,000 square foot home, yes. But I know we've got, well, what's the smallest home you've done in the last year?
We did one that was 1,390 square feet, and he did end up with about $46,000 in savings.
On a 1,370 foot house.
Yes, sir.
Holy cow. I mean, seriously, now, did he choose to do some work himself?
Yes, he did. And that's what I try to explain to people is that it's not just, while we are a great system and we have those connections, but it's also about tapping into your own. That's what our system is about, is pulling all of the connection and what is best for this home. So if he has friends or family in the industry, then he's able to tap into that. And then he, of course, did some of the work himself, which put a lot into his home.
And it is important to say that you have absolutely both extremes. if you are handy and you want, man, the thing that intrigued me and really drew me to Ubuildit is I want to be able to do that. I want to put in my own floors. I'm going to hang my own sheetrock. I'm going to paint, whatever. Great. Bless you. Your dad's a plumber. That's awesome. Please do. Again, we are a consultant. We are not the builder. At the same time, sitting there going, you don't have to do anything. The core tools required is what? A phone, which your computer can be your phone nowadays.
Exactly.
And the ability to write a check. I mean, in all sincerity, if you can follow the manual, if you can follow the system, which I know our manual can look intimidating, the reality is there's only 4 pages you have to read. Everything else is flowchart, systems and structure and support to help you with. But if you can follow a basic flowchart, people get mad at me because I think I oversimplify, but I really don't believe I do. If you can buy a Betty Crocker cake mix and you can follow the steps and bake a cake, by the time we are done with our planning, we will have a flowchart to where if you can follow those steps, you are going to be able to do everything. Never pick up a hammer. You don't have to pick up any trash and still build the higher quality home, exactly what you want, the price you want to be at, and savings that is amazing. But more importantly, do you want a 1,350 square foot house? Great. Do you want a 1,350 square foot living room? Great. It is our job is to make sure you get the quality that 50 years from now you're still amazed and you know every element of what you did.
Kansas Controls, an independent train comfort specialist, wants your family to be safe and comfortable this winter. So have them check your furnace for carbon monoxide leaks. And for a limited time, get 0% APR for 48 months on train qualified equipment. Kansas Controls Heating and Cooling. It's hard to stop a train.
In Wichita, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Heidi Holly Williams for your insurance and financial needs.
Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we do have Ubuildit. We do remodels as well. Now, do you have a limit on how small a remodel you're willing to do?
We really don't have a limit, but usually we say that about a $10,000 remodel is where you start seeing the savings versus what you're paying us to help you manage the project.
Okay, so I do mention this because some franchisees don't like to do something as small as a kitchen and bath. But you are able to do those in this market. You're able to get people. That is substantial and wonderful. So whether you're looking at a remodel that is going to be a total rebuild, or whether you're looking at a remodel that's just going to be a small interior, we are able to guide through and help on all of those.
Yes, absolutely.
And some may be, the beauty of remodels we have these 3 subs. And the main contact is knowing you have a quality sub and knowing you have a quality product going in it. And some of them we have more than you do on a new home because they can be a whole lot more complicated. What are some of the funner challenges you've run into on that side?
Probably just being able to really find a vendor that isn't wanting to just look at a small remodel and put it aside. That's probably one of the biggest challenges that we have. But we remind those vendors and contractors, it's not just this job. We have 28 others, so then they tend to straighten up a little bit.
Well, that is the beauty, because people often ask us, well, why would I use Ubuildit? Do you know who the subs are? Do you know how to get the pricing that we're able to? I guarantee you 100% of the time, I've checked this out in 18 different states, I don't know how many times. If your choice, let's assume you're not even considering a GC. I'm going to do it 100% myself, or I'm going to do it with Ubuildit. Even with our fee included, I have never had a single time that the total price of the completed project wasn't a lower total overall cost than it was to do it on their own. Just because of the emphasis we have with subcontractors, the influence we have to be supportive. True, we don't have control per se, but there's a whole lot of stick behind when you finish this job, you go into this Ubuildit job, and you go into this Ubuildit job, versus, hey, I'm doing one and it's all I'm ever going to do. And the pricing and the savings we're able to supply from the materials as well as the labor and the structure, it's just amazing. I mean, the national vendors we have, from Behr Paint, even Sherwin-Williams on that shit, across the board. The discounts we can get at the big box stores, from Home Depot on down the line. It's just a wonderful, fun relationship.
Does your garage door have a personality all its own? Call Robert Silver Doors. Their technicians will thoroughly evaluate your door, explain to you what the issue is, and correct the problem. Call Robert Silver Doors today, doing the right thing for our customers since 1958.
Hi, my name is Chris Brown with Brown's Plumbing Services, and I want to be your plumber for all of your plumbing needs. We bring quality, affordability, and courtesy together to help your friends and family every single day. For any of your plumbing needs, call Brown's.
What an honor it is to get to be here. I hope if you have any interest, any time in the next few years, because take time. This is not a fast process. This is not buying a washer and dryer. This is something to learn and study. We are incredibly above board. Everything we do is letting you know this is a long relationship and a marriage. Look into Ubuildit. Visit Ubuildit.com. See what Jessica can do for you. See what your local Ubuildit office and national Ubuildit office has to provide and has to make available. Because the quality you get, the relationship you build, the detail we put into planning, which planning takes a long time, because we make sure you know what you are doing. Oh, I could go on for hours going on this. I wish we had that much time. But I can't tell you what a blessing it is to work with all of our clients, to work with all of our franchisees, to be able to see the quality of product they have, to be able to see the blessing that they have in their life, to watch somebody go from having a net worth of $4,000 or $5,000 to waking up the next day in exactly the home they wanted at the price they can afford. Oh, and by the way, I'm worth $47,000 more than I was yesterday. It's just awesome. All right, enough gushing by me. This is yours. I thank you so much for letting me come
Well, thank you, Bob. We are very honored and pleased to have you here with us today. If you are interested in learning more, as he said, please visit Ubuildit.com. We do offer free consultations here in the office or free site visit. So give us a call today or visit us online.
All right, guys, thanks so much for checking out another episode of Your Place Inside and Out. We have really enjoyed showing you guys a few of the easy DIY projects that you can add to your place for under $100. And we can't wait to get started on more projects with you soon. We also really enjoyed spending time with all of the amazing local professionals that we have right here in our town that have such incredible products and services to better your place. That's all we have for you today. So we look forward to seeing you next time on Your Place Inside and Out.
Promotional consideration for Your Place Inside and Out is provided by these sponsors.